Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, Catherine, I can hear you.
Are you able to see me?
No.
Is that a no?
No.
Okay.
There we go. I can hear it now.
Virtual background. I don't have a green screen near my video. Okay. But you're not able, are you able to see me?
Not yet.
Well, phooey.
Turn on your camera.
I'm trying to. Where is it?
Hi, Chris. I'm glad you can join us.
Green screen, record.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I had the camera on when I came on.
Okay.
Okay.
Bill, I saw an email that Jan is not going to make the meeting tonight.
That's better.
Okay.
Now we can see you.
Okay.
And what about Diana? Is Diana only on by phone or by video?
Well, I can't see Diana. I don't know if she's on by. I think she gets her video.
I don't see her either. My dog is barking, so I'm going to mute the microphone.
Okay, but we still need to get everybody hooked up. Catherine, it's going to take a little while. Can I identify the caller on the 300-8776 number, please?
Mute
That's me, Bill Flickinger. It's Linda Fobb.
Okay,
who
thanks.
the participants are. That's it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it. No.
Okay. Okay, so how many people do we have so far?
Well, Catherine, we have Chris Lambert representing Hunters Fund 1 tonight.
Okay.
We have you, we have Lewis.
There we go.
Linda Fobb, and Diana looks like she's logging in.
No, we still don't have a quorum.
Catherine, if by some chance we have only you and Lewis, you are the DRC, so we can have the meeting. We just can't vote on things that require board approval.
Okay, that's fine.
Diana, can you hear us?
Bill, does that mean we can go through the agenda but not vote, or we don't go through the agenda?
You can go through the agenda. You can vote on things that are within the authority of the DRC, such as appeals of fines. But you can't approve board actions such as referring accounts to the attorney or the resolution we have in the packet as a board action.
Okay, but we can still discuss agenda items that we cannot vote on, correct?
Correct. But we need to have Sage online because they're going to have to do minutes. I can't hear anything from Diane. I can see it.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Right. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
And I don't know why. I mean, I can see all of y'all. I don't know why we're not coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to unhook it and start again and see what happens.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, there's Art.
Ah, there we go.
Hey, Art, turn a light on.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Close your screen.
Or close the windows behind you, probably. The shades behind you.
Close the shade behind you. That'll.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were having a video. I didn't see the.
I
Hold on.
have no idea why it's not letting us. It says stop video.
If it says stop video, that means your video should be on. Why don't you hit the stop video and then turn it back on? See that?
It says,
Okay,
Oh, much
Sorry.
better. We can see your lovely face.
stop.
Diana, can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see y'all, but I don't know why our video isn't working this time.
Have you
I'm
tried?
gonna try and get it on the Chromebook. We had trouble with the audio on the Chrome, so we tried it on the ThinkPad, the IdeaPad this time, and now there's no audio, no video. And I have no idea why not.
Bottom left-hand corner, you have the mute symbol and the stop video symbol. Does this?
We can see Jimmy now. We can hear you. Jimmy's on a different connection. We can see him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Get that echo going.
I got the echo going now.
Yeah, so
Let me
turn
turn
that
it
other
on.
one off then.
Let's do it.
Now it's saying some feedback loop has been detected, interfering with the conference call.
Yeah, go ahead. Diana, go ahead and just log off of you and just have one going.
Okay. Can you hear on that one, Jimmy?
Yes. We can hear Jimmy. We can see Jimmy.
There. Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's the volume?
So we have two computers and one works with the video and one works with the audio.
That's really sad.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
So Catherine, we have
Uh-huh.
we have you, Lewis, and Art for the board. We have Chris Lambert, Linda Fogg, and we have the Stagnus from Sage. That's
Okay, so we have a quorum, and I'm going to go ahead and officially start our meeting. Jimmy, you're going to continue to be our official timekeeper.
Okay.
So Linda, are you making an open, a public comment today?
I am.
And are you going to be speaking to any specific agenda items?
Yes, I'm going to speak to item 3, 5, and 7.
3, 5, and 7. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but we've got a 2-minute open or public comment, and then we can have up to 2 minutes on each agenda item.
And Jimmy's going to run the clock.
Right.
Got it.
You need to unmute yourself, Bill.
Where's the volume for this?
2 minutes is correct on that.
Okay, okay. Your Art, your volume is going to be controlled by your computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Linda. Sorry for the delay.
The public comment, it begins. Facts
Yeah.
are all that's going to matter when everything else is said and done. So let's get on with the facts. The formal concern letter that I submitted 6 months ago that demonstrates Sage Management is lying to residents about the contents of their deed remains unaddressed by this MUD board. 6 months of ignoring the facts will not make them go away. Sage Management continues to be dishonest with residents with the full support of every member of this board. I have a standing open records request to examine all deed violation activity performed by Jimmy and Diana Sagnis every month in order to protect the people of this MUD district from their dishonest practices and a MUD board that enables their behavior. This open records request has yet to be honored by the Committee for Open Records, which is made up of Lewis and Catherine. I've published the open records request on the Community Forum's Facebook page, and the facts demonstrate that the information I've asked for contains absolutely no personal information, merely the communications of Sage Management to residents of this MUD district. The summary of violations provided for tonight's meeting, again, contains items that are not restricted or prohibited by the deed. Pods, yards, fences are all items that demonstrate an overreach by the MUD board with the help of their overzealous contractor, Sage Management. You want me to
Okay.
just keep going?
Yeah, okay, so agenda item 3.
Management report from Sage. The report from Sage Management is incomplete and does not contain the fire pit violation or motorcycle violation that I personally reported to them directly in order to demonstrate and document the inequity in their deed enforcement practices. Also, a continuing violation is the antique or classic truck located on Astor Path that after 13 months remains unregistered on the lot. A license plate is a required feature on every vehicle that has been properly registered in the state of Texas. This truck is allowed to remain unregistered on this property while others are being cited for having unregistered vehicles is blatant evidence of inequitable deed enforcement. Item 5, or agenda item 5, resolution regarding non-enforcement of deed restrictions related to certain signs. I did not receive a resolution in the meeting packet sent to me regarding signs, but I will use this agenda item to remind this board that the only legal way to amend, modify, or change any deed in this district is with a majority vote of the residents being impacted by the change. Attempting to alter deed conditions with resolutions or district rules only demonstrates the existing MUD board's desperation to illegally gain undue power and control over properties in this district. Agenda item 7, resolution regarding reports to law enforcement and county officials by the deed restriction enforcement manager. For my neighbors following along, your elected MUD board is directing Jimmy and Diana Sagnis to notify law enforcement if your shrubs, trees, or cars are obstructing a sidewalk. You'll remember the board attempted to add this deed restriction to our deeds months ago without a vote through an illegally impaneled ACC in Anderson Mill West. When they couldn't go forward with that plan because the community forum called them out on it, they resorted to having Jimmy and Diana Sagnis call the county sheriff to report what is deemed a parking violation in the transportation code. The good news is that if you live in Travis County, the sheriff will not come out here to respond to such pettiness. In Williamson County, however, you could have a sheriff knocking on your door. Let this action by your elected officials serve as a reminder of why we need to vote them out. I'm done, Catherine.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Chris, did you have a public comment that you wanted to make?
I do not.
Okay, and did you want to make a comment about one of the agenda items?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you very much. At this point, I'm going to close the public comment section of the meeting, and I am going to go to agenda item 2, online postings, inaccurate or misleading sites, names, and district information, communications to residents to commute misstatements. I'm going to take this opportunity to just say, Linda, your constant fighting with Megan Dudo about her properly sanctified fire pit in her front yard has got to stop. The fire department has been out there. The fire marshal looked at it. It meets all of the requirements for having a fire pit in a person's yard. The fact that you don't like Megan is what this is all about. So please stop kicking that horse. Enough. Okay. Does anybody else have any other comments that they would like to make under this agenda item?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment. We have received information, and this is for the information of the residents. We have received information that mailings are being sent out into residents of Section 1. And those mailings do not list a return address. Rather, instead of listing a return address, it says homeowners of Anderson Mill West. There is no name and there is no address. The documents that are included in these envelopes give the impression of being official documents of some kind. What I want to do is to make sure that the residents understand that these mailings are not coming from any organization, Anderson Mill West. That is to say, they're not coming from the Anderson Mill West Neighborhood Association. They're not from the MUD. They are totally unrelated to any official document. And the referencing of various Texas codes give the appearance of an official document. These are not official documents. We're going to post some examples of this on the MUD website, and we urge people who get these kinds of mailings to please let us know. We understand that these mailings are being made by an individual that lives in Section 1, that the residents that have been receiving these feel that they are being harassed. We also understand that 3 persons have moved out of the neighborhood in response to what they saw and what they felt was harassment. But we'll post this stuff on the website, and we urge people who get these to please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. I think that this is also an appropriate time to follow up and say, if you feel that there's a deed violation that's going on, let's follow the laid out procedures. You can contact any of the board members. You can contact the deed restriction enforcement manager. You can send an email to the MUD, but do not take it upon yourself to be incorrectly citing inappropriate and harassing your neighbors because you feel that they are doing something that is illegal. It would be like somebody pulling somebody over for, running a stop sign. It's like, you're not the enforcement agency. If you see something like that, you call the appropriate agency that does that kind of enforcement.
Let me add, Catherine, that the residents need to know that there is a provision in the law that permits the citing of a person for stalking. The term stalking is defined in the law to provide for an allegation and charge of stalking against someone who is harassing people. So we will post some information on the website about that provision in law so that people may avail themselves of that right. Thank you.
Okay, I just lost my agenda. Hold on a moment.
Hey, Luz, the content of those mailings, were they specific to a certain type of event or a violation or what?
You're muted, Louis.
Yeah, we have 2 examples that we're going to post. One of them cites a Texas transportation code and tells the person to whom the mail is addressed that person is in violation of the Texas transportation code. and it appears to be an enforcement letter. The second one is a rambling, long, almost you could call it a diatribe against some person relating to the unhappiness about the person's dog. That is to say, the person writing the letter is unhappy about the dog belonging to the person the letter is addressed to. What we've learned is that letter, particular one, is signed concerned citizens, in addition to having a return address that says homeowners of Anderson Mill West. So in one, it is alleged that a person is violating the law. In the other case, there are numerous allegations, but mainly I would call a diatribe about a person's dog. Again, to repeat what Catherine said, you cannot be a vigilante in this community. You see a problem, you report it to the police. You report it, if it's a possible deed restriction violation, you report it to the MUD. People have the right to defend themselves against vigilantes, and that's what this constitutes, vigilante.
Okay, anything else on agenda item 2? Okay, agenda item 3, management report from Sage Management.
Hello. This is going to be really short. I wanted to let you know about the Spider Lily trailer. The board had voted to give the tenants a little more time. They were dealing with a terminally ill tenant. They finally were able to move out on May the 15th. We made several trips over there, worked with them, and they were able to get the trailer and all the equipment that they needed for the tenant out. They asked for prayers from the district as the tenant is terminal, and they did not know how much time he had left. It was unfortunate that his neighbors made those last days such a difficult time for them. They were trying as hard as they could, even with the COVID, to move out and get a comfortable place for the man to pass away. And his neighbors made that very difficult on the property owner and on the tenant.
What section was that in?
It's on Spider Lily,
Three.
section 3. Okay. Boats. There was a lot of boats out for the holiday. We had 2 resident-driven complaints. Our regular residents that phone in or text and stuff. Most boats were cleared by June 1. They were parked on this. We did have one that was blocked on the street, blocking a stop sign, and that was reported to the constable, not by Sage, but by a resident, and we were called on it and asked to follow up on it. And they didn't, the constable did make a visit, and they moved the boat because it was blocking the stop sign. The rest of the boats, it was during a period where Jimmy was out and about in the district, so he would just get down and talk to them, and they said it was for the holiday. And we gave them a phone number. They texted when the boat was out, when the boat was put away, and they were honest, and the boats were in and out off the driveway when they said they would be. We have 2 unregistered vehicles still left out there. One has an appeal, and the board talked about it. Both the residents are disabled and unable to get to the county to get the new sticker, so they've been allotted more time. The other unregistered vehicle was escalated to legal, and they're dealing with that.
Okay, can I stop you right here?
Yes.
Tell me about the vehicle, the antique vehicle that Linda keeps complaining about. Now, and let me just say that if I'm remembering this correctly, isn't this vehicle in the garage the majority
of the time?
And so it comes out while he's working on it, and then he puts it back in the garage.
Well, he does have it in a driveway. He does not have plates on it in the driveway, but it's not against the law to have it in the driveway without plates. I have seen the plates. The vehicle is registered. It is in good condition. He's just restoring it. It's an older truck. It's a step-side truck. And he and I discussed, if you put this on the road, it has to have plates. He understands that. The reason he didn't want the plates out in the driveway is if someone steals them, they'll use them.
And he's also in the process of painting the vehicle. And we went ahead and double checked with the Department of Motor Vehicles, and they did confirm that he can have it in the driveway without the plates attached at this time because it is not on the road. It is on his property.
But it is still a properly licensed vehicle.
Yes, and registered.
Okay.
Let me add, we've discussed this before.
We've discussed it 4 times because Linda has reported it.
We've gone through this before, including the explanation that you just gave, but Linda persists in complaining about it. And it's really getting tiring for Linda to try to beat this dead horse. The issue is clear. Linda needs to get herself straight.
Okay.
So
Okay,
those
keep
were
going.
the other one that was escalated to legal is related to an issue with a home business. And that, I guess, Bill can talk more to that. We really don't know what's happened since it went to legal, other than the property is still the same. It backs up to Oakwood Glen, and it's it needs work. It needs to be addressed.
Okay.
What section is that in?
Section 5.
5. Yeah.
What-
We're talking about the house at the corner of Mesquite and Tierra Blanco.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. An update on overnight parking. It's generally positive. Chris Rocco called. He said he had a report from a resident. Chris, do you want to talk about it?
He's not attending the meeting.
Not here yet.
Okay. Well, he said that he had gotten a call from a resident that was related to a former member, and they really like the way that we are handling the overnight parking. And I'll let you guys talk to him about that. We were kind of excited to hear that. We're getting that positive feedback to board members. On the yards, we did have 3 yards that were reported. They were neighbor driven. We did not do anything but send friendlies, reminding people of, if they needed help because of the COVID, they could reach out to us and we could try and get them some help for yards. But all 3 of them cleaned it up before the next tour. So that wasn't that big of an issue. I'm going to skip forward to, I want to cover that reports of harassment last because I know you all are going to have questions on that. The report of the livestock and the poultry. We went out and we took pictures of the alleged poultry. There is what appears to be a shed that looks like a chicken coop, but there isn't any chickens, and there weren't any feathers, there wasn't any poop, there wasn't any clucking, couldn't find the chicken. All we found was a shed that's decorated to look like a coop.
And we got permission from the neighbor to investigate. We did not go onto the property without permission.
So that's where the poultry evidence or poultry report is at.
So
The report of the livestock, it went, it was pretty, it was, that reports on the pig were coming in pretty steady, and then it was turned over to the county, and I have called the county and have not heard back. Do not have any follow-up from the county on the pig
Okay.
at this time.
Diana, on the chicken issue,
Yes, sir.
did you have a complaint from numerous neighbors or just one neighbor or?
Just one neighbor.
Okay.
And is that the neighbor's yard you went into to look over the fence?
Yes.
We asked for his permission before we go into his yard to try and get evidence of the chickens.
So he's aware that you didn't see any, and what does he have to say about that?
He did not want to come out.
I called him, texted, and talked to him, went into his backyard, came out and called him again so that, one, he could watch me through his window. And it is during COVID, so I have to be extra sensitive about that. If he saw anything, he saw that I only went through the gate. It was there for a short amount of time, took a number of pictures and came out. and called him again just to make sure he understood I was completely gone and the gate was shut.
You did not discuss the issue with him relative to your finding no chickens.
No.
No.
No, and
there
he
was
didn't
no
want to
need.
know. He didn't want to know after that because he didn't want anyone else to know that it was him that reported it
And-
also.
And he hasn't called back since, and that's been a month now.
Okay, so.
Okay,
Close that one.
we did, upon Director Rocco's request, we took pictures, new pictures of full trash cans at the curb or at the street. We submitted all that information directly to the Trash Service Committee. And we did give a copy to legal, and I sent a listing of those addresses to Infomark. So they were aware of where the full trash cans were.
I want to point out that we had a conversation about that in which I said that the Infomark people had suggested that some of the pictures that were being sent in of recycled bins not being picked up were at locations where recycling was not scheduled to be picked up that week.
Yes.
So I asked Sage to cross-check those findings each time with the schedule, which is on the website, so that we don't turn in as a failure on the part of Waste Management those cases where people put out their recycle bins incorrectly on the week that they're not scheduled for pickup. And
Yeah.
hope if you do that, Jimmy, then we won't have the confusion that can arise of Waste Management then being able to say, well, we weren't scheduled to pick up at that location.
Right.
And we've been good about getting the pictures. The majority of the pictures have the trash cans and the recycling cans right next to each other, and they're both full. So they can say it wasn't the recycle week, but it was still the trash week, and the trash didn't get picked up.
Of course, that's a different situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Then the last one on the reports of the harassment. As the week has progressed, we are getting more residents calling us from section 1. It started as 1 resident. It is now up to 6 different
Wow.
residents
Wow.
that reported this harassment. If we have called the sheriff, it is for a well check on their behalf, because some of these residents have young children and they're afraid to come out of their house. We now have a video of the person doing the harassment going onto other people's property, and I have submitted that to our committee. And we are in contact with all the people that have been filing these complaints, and they have kept documentation. We have a report of 1 resident that was able to file a restraining order as the harasser came into her home and was yelling at her children from the foot of the stairs, is what has been reported to us. So not only did they come into the property, they walked into the house.
I'd like
And
to.
we will be, we're gathering as much information as we can, and we'll turn it over to the committee, and then you all can decide, you know, how you want us to proceed with that.
Wow.
Diana, I'd like to add another aspect, and that is that this person doing the harassing got the sheriff out and got the sheriff to issue a criminal trespass warning against this person that they've been harassing. And then later it turned out that this person doing the harassing acknowledged that the person she wanted to cite with the criminal trespass warning had never set foot on her property. As a result of that, a subsequent visit by a sheriff deputy determined that that was the case, and the criminal trespass warning, as I understand it, was withdrawn by the sheriff because it was improperly issued. Is that correct, Jimmy?
That was one of the incidents. I thought we were just dealing with 1 or 2 reports, and we're getting every day a new phone call on some new information. So we are doing our best to reach out to all those people and compile and get all their information. They're more than willing, if the MUD, you know, and will help them protect their families, they're more than willing to give us all the documentation if we'll just go pick it up.
Bill, there's another phone call showing. Do you know who that is? Another phone number.
Okay, can the caller on the 219-5820 number identify themselves so I can?
Yeah. This is David Hackett. I'm actually the one that reported the chickens, and so I wanted to call in to let you know that there are chickens there. I see them there tonight, and during the day they go I don't know if they go under the deck or whatever. You won't see them during the heat of the day, but I just went and looked, and they're in the backyard tonight.
David, if we need to arrange a special time when they're out more than any other time, I'll go by. Just let me know if it's after 5 or before 9. Just let me know and I'll get over there and do like we did last time. I'll contact you.
Yeah, it seems to be late in the evening that they come out, so
Sure.
we'll just set up a time. Yeah.
Yeah, other than tonight or Wednesday night, I'm good to go. Just let me know.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks for
calling
calling
in. Yes,
Okay.
thank you for calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there you go. So
It
we'll
wasn't just
make another-
barnyard landscaping. That's what I called it, barnyard landscaping.
Hey, Diana,
Yes,
can
sir.
one of my neighbors called me about, it seems to be either a handicap type, transporter type vehicle that's converted into a camper. And it's been parked in front of a house. I think it was 2908 Brianna Woods. You know, and it's been there a while. I walk there every day, and she says that it's not a. I thought it was for, you know, when they transport the elderly or the handicap, because it has those side doors. But it turns out it's like a makeshift camper. So, did you guys go by and just take a look at that?
Will
Yes,
do.
sir, we will.
All right, thank
I got
you.
it. Okay, and then that's pretty much it on our summary of violations. We're still in pandemic protocol. Any fines that have incurred during this period, we've been reporting it to legal. They're only the chronic ones, the overnight parking that is in the lawsuit. And then the business and the open storage on Tierra Blanco and on that corner, Mesquite. That's really the only fines that have been incurred. And we have no appeals because we haven't had any fines.
Yay!
Okay. The only question that we have had that's come up is on when are we going to stop the pandemic protocol? And I think a lot of it people are asking is how much time do we have before we have to get our cars out of the street? So I'll tell them, we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Yeah. I think that'll probably be something that we'll probably talk more about on Wednesday as we start to get a more definitive response from Infomark in terms of what the county is doing and what is slowly opening up. We're sort of following the lead of the rest of the MUDs around and the rest of the government agencies around in our area. Okay, so that's it for the management report. Okay, agenda item 4, a pending appeal of fines. We don't have anything to do with that because we don't have any fines. Agenda item 5, resolution regarding non-enforcement of deed restrictions related to certain signs in the district. Did we have something to discuss about that, Bill?
Well, I'm going to give you an update. We don't have a document yet. We're working on a legal opinion as to the scope of the changes that the board can make on enforcement of signs, and that'll be coming to you directly.
Is that on the agenda for Wednesday?
No, it'll be next month.
Next month. Okay, that's fine. Okay, agenda item 6, report from the DRC and act on restrictive covenant enforcement. Do we have anything there? Don't think so. Resolution, or agenda item 7, resolution regarding reports to law enforcement and county officials by the deed restriction enforcement manager. Okay.
But this is in your agenda package, and this is something that was discussed with the DRC as far as continuing problems we have that fall in the purview of either law enforcement or county officials. And it's both. There's law enforcement would be effective if some traffic law, parking law is being broken, or if there's some circumstance that looks like law enforcement should come in, whether it's criminal or non-criminal. County officials, the reason we included county officials is because the counties have control of the right-of-way. MUD doesn't own the right-of-way, the counties do. So that includes the streets and the sidewalks. And so if you have a situation that involves blocking of sidewalks or blocking of streets, whether it be tree limbs or parked cars or whatever, the committee was of the opinion that we should have a mechanism to report those to see if the county will address those. And historically, the county's responses have varied over time. As we know that Williamson County will not repair sidewalks, even though that's in the right of way. We do that, although Travis County will repair sidewalks. So this document is to establish a policy, ongoing policy, when the deed restriction enforcement manager notices these things, that they can just go ahead and automatically report them to the county officials or law enforcement to see if we can get a response from those officials.
So I'd like to add that we have a long history of reporting situations to law enforcement that relate to dangerous dogs. We've done that successfully in the past, and the way we've done it is that this is before the Sagnesses came along, when there is a dangerous situation with an animal that becomes known to the deed restriction enforcement manager, then the deed restriction manager is instructed to call animal protection. And we've had to do that in the past. Now, in this case, we know that law enforcement doesn't respond, usually does not respond when we have cars blocking sidewalks, even though it is against the law, and trees and bushes blocking. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to not only come up with a policy, but we're going to have to come up with a program to reach out to law enforcement in both Travis and Williamson and discuss with them our interest in having a mechanism that they will respect, where they will respond. So I'm assuming the first step is to have a policy, and then we're going to have to, as a committee or as an ad hoc committee, reach out to the law enforcement and get them ready to accept the fact that they will be getting requests for a response.
Okay. So do we want to pass this? Are you, Louis, did you want to talk about this resolution and pass it now?
Well, my question is, Bill, you suggested that you were working on a resolution. Is that correct?
No, on this subject, there's a written resolution in the board packet.
Right.
Tonight.
Oh.
The other issues were signs. We're working on signs.
Okay. Okay. So I don't have that in front of me, and apparently I didn't see it. It was part of the packet.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Yeah.
You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Resolution by the Board of Directors of Williamson Travis County's Municipal Utility District Number 1 regarding reports to law enforcement and county officials by Deed Restriction Enforcement Manager. Recitals. Whereas there have been instances of vehicles, tree limbs, and other obstacles blocking passages on sidewalks and streets within Williamson Travis County's Municipal Utility District Number 1, the district, and whereas the Board of Directors of the district, the board, wishes to authorize the district's deed restriction enforcement manager, the DRE manager, to report such instances to law enforcement and county officials. Now, therefore, be it resolved that 1, the district's DRE manager is hereby authorized and directed to report instances of vehicles, overgrown limbs, and other obstacles which are impeding pedestrian or vehicular traffic on sidewalks and streets in the district to the applicable law enforcement agencies and county officials for actions by such agencies and officials. So this is just phase 1 passing the resolution. Phase 2 will be working out, hopefully, the relationship with the county and the other elected officials to actually get some response from them.
A question, in the list of things that can be blocking, I heard bushes and trees. Did it say also automobiles or anything?
Yes, vehicle, okay.
Vehicles?
Authorized to direct to report instances of vehicles, overgrown limbs, and other obstacles which are impeding pedestrian or vehicular traffic on sidewalks and streets. Okay, so here, Bill, is my question. When we have a situation where we have the bushes are on the property, but they're impeding the sidewalk, why aren't we able to do some citing about that? Because the bushes are on the property, are on the residents on the property side. They're not in the right of way.
Well, this topic we probably should not discuss in detail in open session.
Okay. Okay.
I'll say that if the counties respond to some of these more egregious overgrown bushes or limbs blocking the sidewalk, then we'll get a much better response from the owner if the county's involved, I'm assuming. And then,
Okay.
then we are looking at a program where if the counties aren't responsive, that the board could consider taking action outside of the deed restriction enforcement. But I don't want to get on a lot of detail because it's legal opinions involved in those.
Okay.
Okay, Catherine, I'd like to move adoption of the resolution.
Okay. That's fine. I'll go ahead and second that. Art, do you have any thing that you want to add to this conversation?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So I'll go ahead and call the vote. Louis?
Yes.
Art?
Yes.
And I vote yes too. Okay. So the resolution is adopted. Okay. Let me get back to my agenda. Okay. Bulk trash day violations. Agenda item 8, bulk trash day violations. Okay, so I don't think we have any more to discuss about that because we've already sort of talked about that during the manager's report. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. Agenda item 9, presentations by Anderson Mill West Neighborhood Association, Hunters Glen, HOA Lakeline Oaks, HOA Valente Hills, HOA. Chris, did you have anything that you wanted to discuss? This is your time on the agenda.
No, I'm just here to be informed.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, agenda item 10, reports from the ACC. I don't think we have any ACCs present. Am I correct, Louis?
I don't see any.
Nope, I don't think so either. Okay. Okay, agenda item 11, request from Anderson Mill West Neighborhood Association, Hunters Glen, HOA Lakeline Oaks, HOA in Valente Hills, HOA related to deed restriction enforcement. Nothing at this moment, at this time. Agenda item 12, approval of minutes from prior meetings.
The minutes were in the agenda package from
Yeah.
May 18.
Yes, and I think I do remember reading these.
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion about this? I'll go ahead and call the vote then. Art,
Approved. Yes.
Louis,
Yes.
and I vote yes too. Okay. Agenda item 13, coordination of reporting between Sage Management and Infomark on fines. It's going fine because there's no fines to coordinate right now.
We do not have any fines to coordinate, but that we still have appeals and record keeping stuff from before COVID that we touch base on just to make sure that we're on the same page. After the
Okay.
meeting, I contact them and I let them know what the outcome is.
Okay. Agenda item 14, lawsuit against London Lane, 20 Tierra Blanco, What have you got to share with us, Bill?
Okay. On the London Lane lawsuit, the owner has employed an attorney who's filed an answer. And Matt from our office has been in touch with that attorney. And at this time, we're pretty encouraged that they're going to want to propose a settlement. So hopefully they'll come back with something fairly soon.
Okay, that's great. What about the Tierra Blanco?
That lawsuit has been filed, and the constable's still in the process of serving the citation.
Oh, it hasn't been served yet. Okay. Okay. Agenda item 15, restrictive covenant management agreement between the district and Sage Management.
That's not ready for presentation.
Okay.
We've been in touch with Sage's attorney. Matt has been, and we understand he's working on a revised draft to present to us.
Okay. So can we hope to have this resolved by next month's meeting?
Jimmy's saying yes. I mean, right now it's up to their attorney to get back to us.
Okay, crossing his fingers. Okay. Agenda item 16, district rules governing violation of deed restrictions and procedures and tasks associated with enforcement of those rules. Do we have anything to discuss?
Nothing that I'm aware of tonight.
Okay. Agenda item 17, funding for an interaction with Anderson Lewis Neighborhood Association, Hunters Glen HOA, Lakeline Oaks HOA, or Valente Hills HOA. There's nothing at this point. Okay, agenda item 18, answers to prior questions from residents. I don't have anything. How about you, Louis?
No, I don't.
Okay, well then I need somebody to move to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, can I have a second?
Who moved?
Louis did.
I'll second, sorry.
Okay, yeah, you second that. I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Aye.
great meeting, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
bye-bye.
Chris, I like that background. You look like you're in the lunar eclipse or something.
Where?
Very
Oh,
safe.
good background.
Chris, are you using a green screen, or you have your computer able to?
No, my iPad can run it without the green screen.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I tried.
All right, adjourned.
Couldn't do it.
Y'all
Bye-bye.
take care. Have a good evening.
Thank you.